video on House of Machismo podcast. It's House of Machismo.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. And welcome back to the House of Machismo podcast. I am your host, Marty. And this is the House of Machismo podcast. And then we have Albert and Sauce, and that's it.
Greetings. Oh, I thought I was going to be sound effects.
Well, actually, I thought so.
Try. Oh, the greetings. Oh, you got the effect.
Wait, sorry. I get the channels mixed up.
All right, that's right. Greetings.
You sound more like that green dude from The Wizard of Oz.
All right.
Oh, there we go. Wow, so many variables here on the show. We're trying to create a scary atmosphere.
Ooh.
Here on the
I'm
house.
walking through a dark hallway with a candelabra.
Oh my God. You have K-Rod's credit score. Ooh.
Wow, that was scary. Ooh.
5 missed payments.
Sir, we're going to take your couches back.
I'll get them back next week.
Why are you guys making fun of my friend K-Rod? Damn it.
You started it.
Yeah, bro. Okay.
All right.
So damp and dark in here.
What? Inside Dan's virginity?
Aw. It's still there on the surface. You can clearly see it.
All right. I wonder how, you know what? I wonder what Dan's doing right now.
It's probably laying in bed.
Football manager.
Yeah.
While having a fever?
All right. Ooh. All right, guys. So,
Spooky.
yeah, we're going to get rid of the thing and then...
That was really cool.
It really does. I liked it. It was dope.
Oh, well, thank you.
Marty, you did a great job with it.
I appreciate it.
Sauce, you did sound like the guy from The Wizard of Oz.
I wasn't very scared, I'll be honest.
No, I felt more of like, oh shit, did I cross somebody wrong? Like, I felt like a dad was getting mad at me.
All right, guys. So we're going to talk a little bit about these. Some of these are actually true stories, but some legends, some urban legends. Urban legends kind of lends itself to not being true.
Yo, I actually have a real one.
Okay, well, this one, we'll get to it, but this one's actually true. Okay. So in 1994, Gloria Ramirez was brought into an ER in Riverside, California, and she was suffering from the late stages of cervical cancer. As emergency room personnel began to treat her, strange things began to happen. The medical personnel and the team noted a particularly oily sheen on her skin and a fruity garlic-like odor. When a nurse drew her blood, it exuded an unusual smell, described as similar to ammonia. Okay. Within several moments, several hospital staff members began to collapse, complaining of dizziness, nausea, and even temporary paralysis. And in total, 23 people became ill. 5 required hospitalization. And from this point on, Gloria Ramirez was known as the Toxic Lady.
What the fuck?
Okay. So what happened is that Ramirez's condition had rapidly deteriorated, and despite the medical staff's effort, she did pass away that night. However, a bizarre symptom experienced by the ER team sparked a massive investigation, as no one could explain why she seemed to have her turn toxic. So you understand, some of these people, some of the staff members, a couple of them were actually put into the ICU.
Yeah.
Okay. Others passed out and they had trouble breathing. And so speculation was that she was exposed to some chemical or substance before arriving at the hospital. Did she accidentally or intentionally ingest something that reacted in her body? One theory was that Ramirez had used something that was called DMSO, which is like some sort of sulfoxide, whatever, and as a homeo remedy kind of thing for the pain, which may have interacted with the oxygen that produced in her body, like some sort of chemical reaction, basically. Another hypothesis was that the hospital staff had suffered from some sort of mass hysteria episode. But the thing is that none of those were ever proven, meaning that they never really found out why this had happened or what was going on. And this is a hospital that can order these kind of tests,
Right.
but there was never ever an answer for this, especially the mass hysteria stuff, because some people actually ended up in the ICU.
Yeah.
That's not a mental thing. That's more of a physical, chemical, biological thing. So despite numerous investigations, Gloria Ramirez's case remained shrouded in mystery. The strange and unsettling details surrounding her death had made her one of the most thought about figures in the medical history, leaving behind a legacy of unanswered questions and eerie speculations. Whoa. But there was no real answer behind this. They really didn't know what caused it. To this day, they still have no idea what had caused it. Stop looking at what I have over here in my hand, and look over here, Albert, in this hand. No, but anyway, but yeah, isn't that interesting? I don't want to say it's cool because the lady did die and she had cervical cancer. It was most interesting.
What do you think?
Crazy.
Yeah, what do you think it was?
If you're knocking people out.
Yeah, you know what it gave me of? Kind of like, when they say like you smell a dead body and everything, like if you're there for too long, it's like taking in toxins. So imagine if this person's like I'm trying to think of like hypothetically.
Yeah.
What if that person's like cancer, like already got infected into the blood and her body was just dying right there, and then while her brain and heart was still active.
Yeah.
So imagine it was that, or shit, what if it was something really was otherworldly stuff?
I don't know. I mean, I couldn't imagine what is it the body can produce within itself in order to cause some sort of effect like that to affect 23 different staff members.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. It's like, imagine. That's why I'm thinking of more of like, what if her body was already dead and her brain and heart was still the last two things active. So it's like the nervous system was still around, but everything else is dead inside. Imagine. Dude, it's fucking wild.
Death out of the pores.
Yeah, literally.
Like when they took some of her blood and all that, and they had that strong ammonia smell.
Yeah, man.
And that just the scent of that, obviously ammonia can make you sick.
It's like smelling salts.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Yeah.
But anyway, Albert, you had something.
Yo, okay, so there's I'm just gonna go with like as an urban legend where I live around. Is that there's a street. There's a street down my walking lane near my mom's, and we will walk it all the time to high school. Well, rumor has it is that there is like a bridge, kind of like a railing system, and it falls deep into a creek. A lady would jog or run, and somebody committed a hit and run on her. Like they hit her, and a kid found her. A kid found her like weeks later because there was just a shoe laying on the railing, and no one knew where that shoe belonged to. It's a common street, so people think maybe it's just someone just threw their shoe out and called it a day. Well, a kid found her body inside the creek.
Oh my!
Yeah, and everything. But rumor has it actually is like people say that you would hear, like they say you're walking that street, you'll hear someone's steps running towards you.
Oh,
yeah. And you'll hear people's steps running towards you, and you turn around and look, no one's there.
Yeah.
But then when you start walking again, you'll hear the running steps going away from you. Like if someone passed you, and now you hear those steps going away.
Right.
And I actually walked that street multiple times, and one time I did walk it at night coming from work, because I used to work at a retail store that was on the other side of my high school, so I would have to walk that lane back home. And I never heard the steps. I'd never heard, but I did get that eerie feeling, because I've always been told, like, people actually tell you when you walk that street, because there's no street lights, you walk on the street so people could see you. And it's like, oh dude. But then a story was told to me from another person. It's like that person actually said, I heard those steps, and when I was walking them going to school, I heard them, and I'm like, dog, don't tell me that shit. That is creepy as fuck. Like, I mean, one a lady did die. And
Yeah.
I feel sorry for her. And, it sucks that it was a hit and run. I feel like that's the worst. Like, I also hope, like, that person is safely blessed back to wherever she goes, you know? Because, like, a hit and run is...
To your house, Albert.
I hope not. My mom's house is already creepy. I ain't trying to talk about that one. But no, my mom's house is creepy. I've had doors randomly open and close, and
That was my grandma's house. Yeah. Bro. My grandma's house was like that.
What's this house? I mean, nothing. This
What?
house. What? Nothing.
do you have ghosts in this house too?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't know. I know.
We'll talk about it in another episode.
I know my grandma's house is haunted though. That one is for sure been spoken about everybody's. I think everyone's house that's closer to like Mexico and everything. There's brujeria stuff done in every house.
What you talking about? West Dallas. Fuck,
That too. But I will not speak of her name if you guys know who I'm talking about. Bro, what the?
Oh my god! What the hell was that?
It's my kitty cat. My kitty cat wanted to come.
Yo!
Oh wow! You guys got scared. Wow!
I was here.
Yo. Well, I'll tell you. You know what's so funny? No. We just said I will not talk about her name, and then that sound happens, and we all know who we're talking about, right?
No.
What's her name? Not La Muerte. She's Mexico has a holiday for her. What is it called?
La Llorona or
No, not.
They don't have a holiday for her.
I think it's La Truth. I don't know her Spanish name, but I know she was called like the Lady of Death. It's like she's how everyone has like that black
The
Grim
emo
Reaper?
cover band.
The Black Grim Reaper that a lot of like I bet what to say is a lot of cartels pray to her. Yeah, I don't play games with her.
I don't know. Is this my black cat that jumped
I know.
came over here rushing in?
Yeah.
I respect her. I will not pray to her or anything, but I respect her because I've heard a lot of stories. And the way that just happened,
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was like a warning. Like, hey, Albert, shut the
I
fuck
was
up.
ready to throw down.
So this is why I'm the leader
Yeah.
of our group, because both of you are like, what the fuck? What the shit was that? Literally, I'm all like,
hey, but we were ready to throw the fuck down.
Yeah.
Like, hey, enforcer, let's go.
Right.
But so there's that, and what else we have? We also have the Lady of White Rock Lake, so called.
so I heard about that. And so,
Oh wow,
I've kind of heard about that. Yeah.
yeah, I've heard of
so
her my whole life, dude.
So, Sauce, let me enlighten you.
Okay.
The Lady of the Lake.
I love White Rock Lake.
Isn't it? It's such an awesome place to go. Okay.
Just wait.
The Lady of the Lake is a well-known ghost story associated with White Rock Lake in Dallas, Texas. Oh, let me rewind the music. There we go. All right, the Lady of the Lake is a well-known ghost story associated with White Rock Lake in Texas, Dallas, Texas. According to the legend, Sauce, a young woman in a soaking wet white dress appears on the side of the road near the lake, usually at night. She's said to flag down passing cars and ask for a ride, claiming she needs to get home. Drivers often agree to give her a ride, and she provides an address before getting into the vehicle. However, after a short drive, the mysterious woman vanishes from the car, leaving behind only a wet seat. Albert, go ahead and make a joke.
Well, all I was to say, I know a little bit. I know a little bit more, but I'm gonna let Marty finish.
Oh, okay. When the driver proceeds to the address she gave, they are often told by the residents that the young woman died years ago in a drowning in the lake after a tragic accident, and that the Lady of the Lake legend dates back into the 30s and 40s, and it shares similarities with the vanishing hitchhiker urban legend found in other cultures. Many residents and visitors have reported sightings of a ghostly figure over the years, contributing to the haunting and eerie reputation of White Rock Lake, making it popular for a local ghost story.
Woo.
I want to go find that. Like,
So-
I want to go at night. Is it at night?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but here I'll give you a better one.
I want to go find it.
So-
Go on, Albert, top it.
Well,
Fine.
no, it's not a top.
Oh.
It's actually like more like to
Bottom
add
it,
on-
whatever.
More add on to it is like. So this is how the rumor goes, from what I was told. Also, it was a high school girl.
Yeah.
It was after a prom night, and she was murdered by. She was drowned by her boyfriend, but no one could prove because she was pregnant.
Yeah.
I was about to say she was probably pregnant.
Yeah,
not that I would do that.
So
I wouldn't do that. Go on.
She was pregnant, and the rumor has it also. Like I said, this is all rumor has it because it's like it's passed down. The house is somewhere like in Oak Cliff.
Okay.
Yeah, like 'cause remember Oak Cliff was also like a really big white residential area back in the day, and so that person, they drive to that house, and please, I hope Marty, I'm crossing my fingers at Flagpole Hill.
Yeah. What about it?
You have a story about it?
No, but I know some stuff. I grew up there actually,
dude.
Not at the actual Flagpole Hill, but I grew up on a ranch like within a minute walk from Flagpole Hill.
Flagpole Hill is also a very dark place.
I've never heard of that.
Flagpole.
Oh, it's really cool.
Yeah.
We should go.
No, it's a nice place. It's a nice place, but we're not driving there during night. I'm not. So that's the one I feel like. You know what? I think Marty, our host, should take the lead on this one.
Oh, I don't know so much about it, but I know there was like a lot of witch stuff going on there.
Really?
Well,
Yeah. Well, like not in my time, not in the 80s when I lived there, but yeah.
All right. Well,
I think Albert should take lead on this.
Okay.
Go, Albert.
Well, like
back
I said,
to you.
I was a little weary traveler, and Flagpole Hill is known for a lot of witchcraft. Rumor has it is like an Indian burial ground, or Indians were killed on that ground.
Yeah.
So a lot of people who drive up there during the nighttime are known. I mean, no one could prove it, but like they were known to like feel eerie. Their car radio for some reason won't work, and a lot of rocks are thrown at their vehicles.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then another darker side of the story is that there's a house up there, and supposedly a lot of people were doing like devil worshiping up there.
Whoa.
And it burnt the ground. It literally, like, the grass for some reason just can't grow. Nothing can grow. It's like the only house that has like dirt.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah. And Flagpole Hill is just known to have like eerie feelings. Communications are not working up there, and it's like this is a park. But for some reason, out of nowhere, after like around the 90s when I started being a kid, things just started.
You mean when you were born?
Yeah, true, my bad.
When I came into existence.
Yeah, 90, like around 99, 2000 era, when I would like come up here and just hang out, my mom would be like, we're not staying here past 6. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is going on?
I have wonderful 4th of July memories up there. Anyway.
There's that. But yeah, that was a Flagpole Hill, man.
Flagpole Hill in Dallas, Texas is often the subject of urban legends and ghost stories, including tales of witchcraft. Over the years, local folklore has painted the hill as a gathering place for witches or the occult practitioners, particularly, get this, Rob, at night. Oh. Some stories suggest rituals, eerie sightings, and mysterious symbols left behind, which add to this eerie reputation. However, there's a little documented evidence of actual witchcraft and activities taking place there. Most of the tales seem to be urban legends. Ooh. The park itself is a popular recreational area for hiking trails, playgrounds, and scenic views, and often visited by families during the day.
See, during the day, everything's cool. At night, fuck that.
So anyway, what?
So yeah,
that's ChatGPT, folks.
Yo, ChatGPT, love it.
Yeah,
but there's that. Oh, dude, can we talk about El Paso?
Sure.
Yo, the stories that my mom and them would tell. Like I said, my grandma's house was one, but like my mom, my aunt, and most of take it back. Not my mom, my 2 aunts, because they were old enough. And a lot of their my uncles who were around that age all heard La Llorona.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they said it's not a nice feeling. It is a blood-curdling scream. People think it's a whistle, but it starts off.
You always hear it somewhere.
Yeah, it starts off as a whistle. And then...
By train tracks?
No, they were on they were near kind of like...
Has to be by the water.
I always hear it's by train tracks or something.
No, it was by...
Sure it's not a train whistle?
It was actually... El Paso doesn't have a lake, but you know where they have like a little bit of a bank /
dry land?
No. But it's right there by the border.
Like a reservoir kind of thing.
Reservoir. And that's where they heard it.
Oh.
And they were all sleeping in one of their aunt's house. And the aunt heard it.
Oh.
And
that is somebody getting killed.
So everyone's sleeping. And when, the kids are being kids, like goofing off at night. You know, we're all trying to sleep, but when they hear it, they all start freaking out.
Yeah.
Not freaking out like screaming, but they're getting scared. Like, you hear that? So it starts off with everyone's like, oh, they're just someone's whistling.
Yeah.
Then you hear the scream, and then my aunt, well, my great aunt comes into the room and tells all the kids, go to sleep.
Yeah.
Turn your head over. Put your pillow over your head. Go to sleep.
Yeah.
Shit.
And
fuck that.
No one knew what it really meant. You know, they all heard the stories of the kukui, La Llorona. They just heard the stories, and then the next morning they're all talking about it. And my great aunt's telling everyone, "You didn't hear nothing. You didn't hear nothing. Stop talking about it. You didn't hear nothing.
Right.
Like, don't accept it. Don't accept what happened. Nothing happened last night.
Yeah.
And then
don't give it validity.
That's when the story came up, where it's more of, if the kids hear it and they keep talking about it, it's like inviting them into. Inviting her into the home.
We already invited her to breakfast.
She's wearing a white gown. She looks nice. Yeah, bro.
Mom, she's all wet. I mean, come on.
I feel like those are the stories like I grew up on.
Yeah.
And it's like watching them become movies also was like kind of like heartbreaking, but also like, you know what? I'm glad someone's giving it the flowers it needs.
Right.
Do I believe in La Llorona? I kind of do. I'm not gonna lie. I do believe in like the supernatural, because there's just things that you can't explain.
I'll explain it.
Oh God.
No, I don't know.
I've never seen anything with La Llorona. Like, I've heard stories and stuff like that, but we had like my family had an encounter with the lechuza.
Lechuza.
Yeah. Lechuza, which is like, they have different variations, but basically it's like an owl face with the witch.
Yeah, or a lady with the owl body.
Yeah. So
let's hear this one.
So I have a cousin that's my age, and in high school he was kind of like fucking up. He was in gangs and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then one day he comes home and he's like fucking wasted or whatever, and then outside in the back porch, and like the back porch stretches the length of the house. Mm-hmm. So he says something walking in the back porch, and it was like kind of like craw, craw, craw. And he looked out the window and he saw the lechuza, and he like flipped out, right? And like my aunt and uncle were there. It was like a big thing.
Yeah.
Because everybody believed him.
Yeah.
He said it was about 5 foot tall. It was an owl with a witch's face, and he was just like fucking flipping out about this shit. And then the next day, it's like my grandma came over, and she has like, you know, holy water on the squirt bottle. And she put palm leaves all over the windows in the back porch, and she did all this shit. And my cousin, like, he didn't sleep for days. And he was just like fucking, he was like a senior in high school. He was like even after he graduated high school, like a few months later, like he went to the Marine, like he cleaned up all his shit.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not in gangs anymore. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing drugs. And he fucking went to the Marines. So it scared the shit out of him that bad, but it was like all kind. My grandma came in and like did the whole house.
Isn't it weird that I feel like grandmas and like old families and Latinos are like, if they're from a Native American base in anything, they know what to do when those supernatural things happen.
Well, when they told her, my grandma was like, I'll be there. Yeah. Like, I'll be there the next morning. And she came in and she did like the whole Ghostbusters routine.
Yeah. Like, I remember one time, like, I got done with the egg, the black egg, and what is it called? The evil eye. Yeah. And that happened. I had someone rub an egg on me.
My grandma did that to me.
And my grandma did it to me. And when she cracked the egg, you're not allowed to see it.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to see it, because if you see it, you're still inviting it back.
Yeah.
And my mom and my aunt told me, like, they still wouldn't tell me what they saw in the egg.
Yeah.
They just told me it wasn't good. I'm like, well, what was in it? We're not telling you. We're not.
He was 24. Oh, were you? Oh, wow.
It was right after my uncle passed away.
Oh.
And my uncle and my uncle and I were real close. We actually almost looked like, it was kind of weird. Mm-hmm. And he, sadly died from cancer, and, God rest his soul. But one time I started getting when he had cancer, I met his sister. Mm-hmm. I never met his sister in my life. Shook hands, all that. After I met her, I started getting really sick.
Yeah.
And then my uncle started getting really healthy.
Oh, shit.
So we started, it was the opposite. And I would still go visit my uncle every day. And I'm like, hey, and he's like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm fine though. I'm going to come hang out with you. We're going to watch movies like we always do. And then after that, my uncle told his sister, I don't want to ever see you again. After she left, things started changing again, like where I started getting healthier and he was feeling better, feeling worse.
She cursed him.
And then she came back, fluctuated again.
Whoa.
And that's when my grandma and everything was like, we're going to rub an egg on you and rub an egg on your uncle. And I think my aunt and everything said, I think my uncle's ready to go. He doesn't want you to go with him. So pass off. And, you know, like it hurts. Because, you know, it's like, if that's true, then, you know, I want to know. But ever since then, I believe in that egg stuff.
Yeah.
So, real quickly before we go, so this one time, it was many years ago, maybe 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. One of my friends, his dad was dying of cancer. Mm-hmm. And I think it was like mesothelioma or something like that. Mm-hmm. And he was going through a tough time with the family. Like, he was the only one with an actual steady job and all that. But I remember it was around Christmas time, actually. And it was near Christmas. And they couldn't, basically the dad, who was like sick in bed and all that, like in the house, was kind of wanted a Christmas, like wanted decorations and a tree and all that, but they couldn't afford it. They, you know, it's like, and they're asking my friend, and he's like, well, I can't, I got bills to pay, and I got to pay this, I got to pay that. Not just his bills, but the house bills as well. Yeah. You know, so you know, there's not much he could do about it. So he's telling me this, and we're actually grocery shopping at Walmart, and I'm like, hey, you know what, dude? I'm gonna buy Christmas for you. It's like, let's go ahead and get you a tree. Let's go ahead and get some ornaments. Let's get this. Let's get that. Let's go ahead, throw it in the cart.
That's nice of you, Marty.
Well, that was very nice of me until. So he gets home and he sets it all up, and then Dad sees it in the morning, and he's really happy. They had a great time and all that. And so that was on a Friday, Saturday night. I get really sick, like, and I never really get sick in this fashion. Like, I'm nauseated, and like it's like I have to lie down, you know. And I lie down on the couch, and I'm this way for like a couple of hours, just you know, like, because I don't throw up, and I tell you that, you know, it's like I don't, but I really felt like I wanted to, and just felt dizzy, and my stomach just felt queasy, and so my evening is shot. Like, I'm just laying on the couch in the living room.
Yeah.
So then. My friend's sister posts on Facebook, you know, sadly my dad just passed away, you know, like a couple of hours ago or something like that. And I'm all like, ooh, that's weird, because then I started feeling better, you know, like I felt like, whew, like something just, you know, like, you know, like it went away.
Yeah.
And then to learn that he just passed away, but I didn't tell him this for like several days. Like, I didn't mention it, because I'm all like, well, like, even like I think it might even been a month later, because obviously there's grieving and they got to deal with it and all that stuff. But then finally, when I came clean about it, I told them around what time it was, and they thought it was the exact same time I was feeling sick when he was dying, when he was, you know, like, you know, kicking it, you know, basically just, you know. And but the thing is that his father and I, we had like this, not a connection, but just basically, I would, if he had a problem or whatever, they would come to me, and I would kind of help with it, you know, give them advice and all that, and tell them this is what you need to do, or this is whatever. And so, and there was always a funny thing whenever me and his son would go over to his apartment, just randomly, like to ask him to borrow something or whatever. No joke. Every single time, it took him a while to get to the door, because every time that we show up to his apartment, which might have been like maybe 5 separate occasions over the years, always in the shower, answers the door in a towel. Every fucking time. And we're like, what the fuck is going, you know, it's like, because he's rushing to get to the door. It's like, well, and so I would always joke about that. It's like, dude, your dad's always in a towel, you know, whenever, you know, blah, 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 and all that. And so we had a good relationship, you know, so it was, you know, humor and stuff. And so for something like that to happen, you know, because I didn't know that it was happening at the same time, and they didn't know that I was like really sick at the same time. Yeah. And so we always thought that or at least for me, I always thought that was just kind of strange. I have no explanation for that.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, I think like when it's time for that pass on or anything, I feel like people who have deep connections with someone, you will feel for them. You'll feel with them. And I mean, hearing your story, my story, you know, that's why I kind of like it's weird. You can't explain it. You can't. And I know might have like a science, you know, like a reasoning with it. But like for me,
scientific explanation for
scientific explanation. Yeah. Like for me, it was just weird because it was like
I don't have one, but
like for mine, it was just more of like, you know what, I've heard stories of what my uncle's sister used to do and all that, and for, you know, we're not blood related, so she looked at it and like, you know, whatever. If I could take his youth away, this man, you know, I have no connection with him, but it's like, you know what, when my uncle cut her off and she went away, that's when, like, you know what, if that's what my uncle did for me to make sure I was okay, I was like, you know what, if that's your last way to go, say goodbye, I love you even more. So I mean, shit, I wear this bracelet for a reason. I love boobs, can't put I love balls. But
yeah, well,
hey,
I mean, you can, cancer. but we wouldn't.
Yeah, fuck you, cancer.
Yeah,
every day.
But for me, I mean, my explanation behind it is that it could have just been just a big ass coincidence, which it really could have been. But for me, I do keep an open mind.
Yeah,
you know, but there is an explanation. It's not what it is. No. I mean, I'm not saying that it's a reasonable explanation within, you know, but, you know.
Do you think one day you'll ever find out?
About what? That?
Yeah.
Not really, but it doesn't, you know, like I sleep at night. It is what it is, but I do find it interesting that it happened in that fashion.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, wow. I do love that's how come I love listening to like ghost stories and these kind of weird oddities, you know, that happen with people, you know, and some are exaggerations some are embellishments, but I like to find out what the actual what are the actual facts behind this,
right,
you know. And then if there's no actual reasoning behind it, like this is exactly what happened, sometimes we just never know. With the toxic lady, we don't know, have no idea, you know. But anyways, but that's the mystery of the House of Machismo podcast. Okay, guys, and a 1 and a 2. Microphone. Awesome. Cool. Well, guys, we'll see you next time on the House of Machismo podcast.
Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio, or wherever you stream your podcast. Be sure to like our Facebook page and follow us on Instagram. You can also find us on our YouTube channel and TikTok.